Have you ever watched a performance so closely that it starts to feel like you're seeing something you weren't supposed to see? Because that's exactly what happened during one stage that left fans completely divided. At first glance, it looked like just another powerful performance from BTS. The energy was high, the choreography was flawless, and the crowd was exactly what you'd expect. Loud, emotional, unforgettable. But for many fans watching closely, something felt different. Not louder, not bigger, just more intense. And it all seemed to center around two members, Taehyung and Jungkook. Because hidden between the sharp movements and polished stage presence were moments that didn't quite feel like performance. They felt personal. And once fans started noticing them, they couldn't unsee it. But that was only the beginning. The performance itself carried a different kind of pressure. By that point, BTS weren't just idols, they were global icons. Every move was watched, analyzed, and replayed millions of times within hours. There was no room for mistakes, no space to break character. And yet, somehow, in the middle of all that control, small, almost invisible moments started slipping through. Moments that didn't look rehearsed. Moments that felt instinctive. Fans began pointing out how Taehyung would subtly adjust his position, not in a way that stood out immediately, but just enough to stay close to Jungkook. Not too obvious, not too far, just within reach. At first, it was easy to dismiss. After all, choreography often requires tight spacing and coordination. But the more people rewatched the performance, the harder it became to ignore. Because it wasn't just about where he stood, it was about when he moved. And that's where things started to get interesting. As clips began circulating online, fans started slowing everything down, frame by frame. That's when the smaller details came into focus. Quick glances that didn't match the timing of the choreography. Subtle shifts in body language that felt unscripted. And brief moments of contact that seemed almost intentional. Not dramatic. Not exaggerated. Just small enough to feel real. Some fans began to suggest that these weren't just random interactions. That there was something deeper happening beneath the surface. Of course, not everyone agreed. Many argued that this was simply the result of years of performing together. Natural chemistry built over time. And honestly, that explanation made sense. But then, there were those moments that didn't quite fit into that logic. Moments that felt a little too precise to be accidental, and a little too natural to be planned. And that's where the conversation really started to shift. One of the biggest talking points quickly became Taehyung's behavior throughout the performance. More specifically, the way he seemed to watch Jungkook. Not constantly. Not in a way that would distract from the stage. But just enough to be noticeable if you were paying attention. Some fans described it as protective. Others called it instinctive. And some went even further, suggesting that it reflected something more personal. Now, it's important to be clear here. These are interpretations. There's no confirmed statement, no official explanation. But the consistency of these moments is what caught people's attention. It wasn't just one glance. It wasn't just one movement. It was a pattern. And patterns are hard to ignore, especially when they repeat under pressure. But what made things even more intriguing was Jungkook's response. Because if Taehyung's behavior raised questions, Jungkook's reactions made people look twice. There were moments where he seemed unusually relaxed when close to Taehyung. Moments where his expression softened, just slightly, but enough to stand out. A quick smile that didn't match the energy of the performance. A brief pause that felt almost grounded. Some fans described it as comfort. Others called it familiarity. And of course, there were those who began speculating that it meant something more. Online discussions quickly grew, with people sharing clips, theories, and interpretations. Phrases like, "there's something going on," and "this feels different," started appearing everywhere. But at the same time, another side of the fandom pushed back strongly. They argued that these interpretations were being taken too far, that what people were seeing wasn't hidden meaning, but simply the result of deep trust between two artists who have spent years working side by side. And that's where things became divided. Because the truth is, both sides had a point. On one hand, the chemistry between Taehyung and Jungkook is undeniable. That much is clear, even without slowing clips down or analyzing every frame. They move with ease. They interact naturally. And there's a level of synchronization that goes beyond basic teamwork. But on the other hand, chemistry doesn't always mean something romantic. And this is where the conversation becomes complicated. Because once speculation enters the picture, it becomes very easy to blur the line between what's real and what's imagined. Still, that didn't stop the theories from growing. In fact, it only made them stronger. Some of the more intense discussions began exploring the idea of unspoken communication. The way two people can understand each other without saying anything at all. The way small gestures can carry meaning that words never could. Fans pointed to the timing of their movements. The way they seemed to anticipate each other. The way their interactions felt effortless. And from there, the narrative started to evolve. Not into something confirmed, but into something believed. Some fans began suggesting that what they were seeing wasn't just friendship. But again, it's important to say this clearly. These are fan interpretations. There is no official confirmation of any relationship beyond friendship and professional partnership. Still, the consistency of these moments kept the conversation alive. Because even without clear answers, people were seeing something that felt real to them. And sometimes, that's enough to spark a global discussion. But not everyone was comfortable with that direction. As the conversation spread, more voices began speaking out against these theories. Some fans expressed concern that these interpretations were crossing personal boundaries. Others pointed out that assigning meaning to every interaction could take away from what actually matters, their work as artists. And they had a valid point. Because at the end of the day, Taehyung and Jungkook are performers, professionals, individuals who have spent years building trust, not just with each other, but with their entire team. So naturally, that level of comfort will show on stage. It's expected. It's earned. But the question still remained. Where do you draw the line between connection and assumption? And that's what makes this entire situation so fascinating. Because there's no clear answer. Only perspectives. What we do know is this. Kim Taehyung and Jungkook share a long history. Years of performing together. Traveling together. Growing up in the same spotlight. That kind of bond doesn't disappear. It evolves. It deepens. And sometimes, it becomes something that's difficult to define from the outside. But defining it might not even be the point. Because maybe the real reason people are so drawn to these moments isn't about proving a theory. It's about feeling something genuine. In an industry built on perfection, scripted moments, and controlled images, realness stands out. Even if it's small. Even if it's subtle. And maybe that's what people are seeing here. Not a hidden story. Not a secret waiting to be exposed. But a connection that feels human. Unfiltered. Unforced. And open to interpretation. So the next time you watch that performance, pay attention to the details. Not to prove anything. Not to confirm a theory. But just to observe. Because whether you see friendship, chemistry, or something more, one thing is certain. The connection between them is strong enough to make millions of people stop, rewind, and wonder. And maybe that's the most powerful part of all.